Harry's wife, a pair of thieves. Whilst, of course, the man who has apparently killed 25 Taliban, but gets his panties in a bunch because his necklace gets broken, apparently by his brother, is dominating the headlines, there's still plenty of other snippets around which demonstrate that Harry's wife, while she's trying to hang Harry out to dry, is certainly maintaining her status of being exposed and seen to be the unpleasant individual that she is. And we turn to the Daily Mail with an article by Martin Robinson, which leads with the headline, Nelson Mandela's granddaughter accuses Harry and Harry's wife of stealing the anti-apartheid icon's words in Netflix show to make millions, and says she doesn't believe the Sussexes ever properly met him. Nelson Mandela's granddaughter today tore into Harry and Harry's wife, accusing them of stealing the statesman's words and using his name to make millions. Ndleka Mandela, aged 57, slammed the Sussexes over the Netflix documentary Live to Lead, where the couple used footage of the anti-apartheid campaigner leaving prison in 1990. Harry says in the trailer for their latest film, part of their $100 million deal with the streaming giant, this was inspired by Nelson Mandela. Ndleka said she was angry that the couple appear to compare their own battles in the royal family with her grandfather's long walk to freedom, calling it upsetting and tedious. You're not wrong. And of course, pity play, character trait acquisition. She said, that's chalk and cheese. There is no comparison. I know the Nelson Mandela Foundation has supported the initiative, but people have stolen grandfather's quotes for years and have used his legacy because they know his name sells. Harry and Harry's wife are no different from them. Character trait acquisition, lack of boundary recognition, lack of emotional empathy, asset appropriation. She added in an interview with the Australian newspaper, I admire Harry for having the confidence to break away from an institution as iconic as the royal family. Grandad rebelled against an arranged marriage to find his own path in life. But it comes at a price. You have to then fund your own life. I've made peace with people using Grandad's name, but it's deeply upsetting and tedious every time it happens. In the trailer for Live to Lead, co-produced by the Nelson Mandela Foundation, Harry quotes Mandela and says, what counts in life is not the mere fact that we've lived. Harry's wife then appears on screen and finishes the quote, it is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead. As we know, Harry's wife, because she's empty, and Harry, because he's thick, have no original thoughts that could be utilised. She, as part of her narcissism, believes that she's full of these weighty, profound observations. And Harry just goes along with it because he doesn't know any different. And he's under the control of his wife. And he thinks, well, yeah, that sounds okay, we'll go with that. She, of course, doesn't give a fudge if she's utilising somebody else's material. We've seen it happen repeatedly in the way that she engages in plagiarism. The couple were both executive producers, according to the credits, and introduce each of the episodes, talking over the opening credits. Well, such talent. Ndleka has said she doesn't believe Harry properly met her grandfather. And with the Duke's spare out next week, Ndleka warned, Harry needs to be authentic, or don't you start, and stick to his own story. What relevance does Grandad's life have with his? I don't believe he nor Harry's wife have ever properly met Grandad. Maybe when Harry was young at Buckingham Palace, but they are using his quotations in the documentary to draw in people and make millions without the Mandela family benefiting. Mail Online has asked a spokesman for the Sussexes to comment. It is not the couple's first run-in with the Mandelas. Questions were raised in August over the Duchess of Sussex's suggestion that her wedding to Prince Harry prompted jubilant celebrations in South Africa. Revision of history, lie, grandiosity, facade management. Harry's wife, 41, told a US magazine that a South African actor had told her his country had rejoiced in the streets the same we did when Nelson Mandela was freed from prison. The interview with Harry's wife prompted anger in South America, where Mr. Mandela's grandson said his release from prison should not be compared to a royal wedding. Zvailaville Mandela said, Madiba's celebration was based on overcoming 350 years of colonialism, 60 years of brutal apartheid regime in South Africa. So it cannot be equated to as the same. A hashtag trended on social media utilizing an offensive Afrikaans word, meaning go away or get lost. Harry's wife insisted the encounter took place as she attended the London premiere of the live-action version of The Lion King. But an actor who says he was the only South African cast member in the film told Mail Online he was baffled because he has never met the Duchess. This, of course, shows the collateral consequences of her narcissism, that the media, because they really don't like her now because of her behaviour, will use any opportunity to remind everybody about these gaffes. And as a consequence, where she has told these porky pies, then the outlets such as the Mail won't hesitate, of course, to resurrect these matters. And there is a considerable section, but I'm not going to repeat it all as we've been through it before, regurgitating the non-event that actually occurred as a consequence of the porky pie that Harry's wife had told. Here we see, again, the lambasting of the Sussexes. And it's done based on what? Behaviour. Is Nelson Mandela's granddaughter going to be accused of being racist? I think that's a difficult one, isn't it? But notice she too sees the poor behaviour, the asset appropriation, the character trait acquisition, the lack of emotional empathy, the lack of boundary recognition, in essence, the shilling for work and the grifting off somebody else's name. Below the line, is there support for Harry's wife or support for Nelson Mandela's granddaughter? Judge Dredge, 6'6", well done to Nelson Mandela's family for speaking out. Calzone, people are seeing through their pity party, about time. Laddie, very embarrassing. M80 serious. Such a shame the world can't see this pair for what they really are. People love to jump on the fashionable narrative at the moment. It's embarrassing. Mark, well said, everything revolves around money for those two. Sally Tump, the world needs to put an end to this Harry's wife saga. We've had enough. No more documentaries, interview specials, nothing. We're tired of them. No more. I can't take any more. Oprah started this mess. She should bankroll them. Baz, 777. The couple are reviled across the globe. The real Scotsman, I thought Windsor and Harry's wife were going to keep a low profile. Badger 777, absolutely brilliant. N and H think they are untouchable. Jack is back. This is going to get interesting now. Let's see them talk their way out of this one. Well, there's been no response to it, and of course, this is another example of the narcissist in action, and of course, how it's leading to further condemnation, which is challenge fuel for her. But another individual speaks out about the unpleasant behaviours of Harry's wife. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.